We got asked some questions about our artwork placement that was in the back of the video we did. So we thought we'd just go through and do kind of a bit of a tutorial on how you place multiple pieces of art. Now when it comes to art, Mark,
yes,
there's always a golden rule of eye level, which is about 130 centimetres above the ground.
Because eye level is different for everyone, because our eye level is different. So it's a bit of a judgment call.
But when it comes to doing multiple pieces of art, basically you've got multiple pieces of art playing together as one piece. They're all forming part of that one artwork story. Now for this room here, in our design studio, we have used same size frames and similar types of artwork. So that makes more of a formal setting, and it's very easy to put together because it's all about having exact symmetry. You could go another way with more eclectic pieces that are different types of frames, different types of artwork, which takes a little bit more finessing.
So in this case, what we've gone for is something that's quite coherent and uses symmetry and balance.
What are the things, firstly the tools you'll need,
yep,
and then how you get these artworks to balance beautifully together.
Great. So the main thing that you want to do with this is create a grid on the wall that is equal. So you need a ruler, pencil, a notebook because you'll be doing some basic mathematics. You'll need a tape measure, and you'll also need some screws and a handy little hand drill that you can put the screws in the wall.
So Mark, I wanted to create kind of a fashion / old world feel using a modern twist with white frames, white mats,
yeah,
and uniform size.
What I started with was the first one, this one in the middle, and I measured up to make sure I had the screws centered. So this is the first piece.
Yes.
And then I measure from that out and down to create the grid.
But Mark, in this case here, the eye line is kind of here.
Yes.
So the artwork is not instead of eye line.
No, it's not, but that's because what you're in fact doing is creating a big artwork.
Right.
So in fact, when your eye looks at it, we're not looking at that, you see the whole thing, and so your eye line is sitting about here. The other thing for us to consider is balance on the wall. So it would be silly to take this and try to put it too far up. So we created balance on the wall, making it a big artwork that kind of is eclectic and you can move around. Mitchy, what I'll do is go back, remove the artworks and show you the grid that's been set up on the back of this, and then put them back in place.
Let's go. Please talk me through how you know where to put the screws and why you put the screws when you do.
What I did is I worked out where I wanted to put the first piece of artwork, and it kind of was a bit of a visual thing where I knew that where I visually wanted to place it and where I wanted the top to be.
Yes.
So I marked on the wall just there,
yes,
where the top is to be, and from that mark I measured from there to this.
Yep. From the top of the frame,
to the wire.
Yep.
And that's where I put the first screw. Once I had the first one in, I hang that first one up here, and I make sure it's level. Then what I did is I worked out what kind of gap I want between them. So how much gap do I want? In this case, it's say 5 or 6 centimeters.
Yep.
So the way I worked out the grid is take the middle to here, add 6 centimeters, and then take the edge of the frame to the middle.
Yes.
So basically I'm taking from frame to frame plus 6 centimeters.
So about 26 centimeters then?
Yeah.
Roughly.
Roughly. So if I'm taking that whole frame length, which is 43, yeah, half of that is going to be
21 and a
half plus 6 centimeters.
27 and a half centimeters.
Exactly.
Okay.
27 and a half centimeters, that's where I put that.
And the same principle going down?
Same principle going down. So 27 and a half centimeters here, 27 and a half centimeters here. So I get my first row. Or if I take the full length of the picture,
yep,
and I want my next one to start 6 centimeters from there, that's where I would mark it up.
Yes.
That's the top of the frame, and then I add on, remember,
on the back of the frame,
then I add on from the top of the frame to the wire, and that's where the next hook goes.
And so on and so on.
And at each point, when you're setting up each of these, make sure they're level. So the key in this is mark it up, make sure it's level, measure it again, double check it's level again. So the good adage, measure twice, cut once, measure twice, screw in once.
Very clever.
Once you've got it all marked up, get a screwdriver, and I'm just screwing straight into the gyprock because these are not heavy and I didn't put an anchor in here. Also, we're probably going to rip the wall out, so it's not a problem. But this is very easy to do. Mark it up, screw.
And if it's going to be a heavier picture, you need to put a plug in the wall.
Put in an anchor. So there are anchors that you can put in here, gyprock anchors that you put into the wall and then put the screw.
So it's always about making sure what the weight of the picture that you're hanging is.
Yeah.
And then when you go to the hardware, they can actually talk through with you what you're going to need to hang into gyprock, if you're going to be drilling into
Absolutely.
masonry, it's a different thing altogether, but the hardware can help you with that.
Yeah. So to get this done, you have to have a little bit of mathematics, but
Let's put it back together. He's a bit clever, isn't he? They look fantastic.
well, it's a very effective way of working with art and creating a whole kind of installation on the wall.
And you know what we always say? There's a whole lot of rules to everything with interior design, but whatever makes you feel the joy. It's got to be totally true with the rules. You can play with it and have fun to a stage where it's totally pleasing for you, because it's about your house.